Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my Vulnerably Badass YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about artist's date. This concept, artist's date, comes from this book called The Artist's Way by Juliacameron. And this book is for artists to keep creating or be creative, be themselves, keep being inspired and inspiring. And as one of the ways, the author suggests having a weekly artist date. It can be anything. It's something that you do by yourself and do or go or just be, whatever the favorite thing that you like to do and that kind of excites you, inspires you. So it could be anything, going to a museum or drawing, making something, cooking something, watching a movie, reading a book, anything. But yeah, I was thinking because my son had summer vacation. Of course, because I'm a entrepreneur and I have more free time than most of the people, and so I have my time, a lot of time, but still because my son was in having summer vacation, still my me time was limited than usual. But this Monday he started going to school, so now I have this almost full day, many hours alone. And I usually don't schedule work on Mondays and Fridays, not like scheduled sessions. I try to use this for planning or the things that I need to focus, like invoicing, or Friday trying to catch up, but also to leave some free time for myself to do something different than usual, because on weekends I try to be open for my family plans. So whatever my husband or my son wants to do, I just do it. So Monday and Fridays are me time mostly. And so towards the end of my son's summer vacation, I was thinking like, yeah, what do I want to do? Like, I haven't been able to really go to a bookstore and read a book or just be there. So I thought maybe the very first thing I want to do when my son goes back to school is to visit a bookstore. So I went to the closest Barnes and Noble and I got a latte for myself. I usually don't drink latte because I try to stay away from dairy as much as possible. But on special occasions, I drank. So because it was a special occasion for me, and it was artist's date, so I ordered a latte, and not even small, but just medium size, and sat there and I did my usual journaling, just jotting down the thoughts that are in my head, or kind of daydreaming, or thinking about what I want to do, all these ideas, and a little bit of work-related tasks, not necessarily work, but things that will make my week easier if I did that in advance. That's something that I try to do on Monday. So I did that, and then I just enjoyed reading books or just looking at the titles or skimming through the books that I was interested in, because the ways I read books is, first of all, the one I do the most is audiobooks, and now I am kind of getting away from Audible, but using Overdrive and getting audiobooks from library. So, but the limitation for this is the popular books or very famous books or newer books, you have to wait. They're like long waiting list. So it's not necessarily something that I want to read right now. You know, I can read anytime, but still there are still so many books that were published, you know, many years ago, but I haven't read, or not as popular, but I'm interested, so I'm listening to these books. And then I'm listening to Blinkist. That's the kind of abridged, shortened summary of a book in like 10 or 15 minutes. That's something I read, and then they suggest new books too. So like, you know, I listen, but these books that I listen, it comes through my ears. So even the same book, something that I read, you know, physically looking at the book, holding the book, and even just checking the first page, you know, the contents, or my favorite part, or looking at the graphs or charts or appendix, that just excites me because it's a new, different dimension than just listening to what's, you know, read. Of course, the advantage of listening to audiobook is no matter what you're doing, you know, it moves forward, you know, it keeps going. So even if you didn't get it much, or even if it's not that interesting, you know, the time you spent, you know, correlates to how much you're reading. So it kind of helps you to finish reading or listening and moving on to the next one. So like you can keep listening, but the reading, you know, sometimes I stop and I can go forward. But so this way, listen first and go check the actual book gives me like joy. And another way that I really enjoy being bookstore and just looking around the books is those books that I cannot check out from the library because it's new or so popular. You know, I can read or skim it anytime. I mean, I should buy it, of course, but at the same time, I don't want to own things so much. So I don't read, but kind of skim through to get the gist of the books. And what I like about, it's same for library too, but looking at the shelves, you know, the same topic, same subject, you know, oh, those are the things that I read, but what other books are there in the similar topic, you know, looking through that excites me. And totally new thing, you know, and each bookstore, you know, display books in different ways, so you get to meet new books, and that's really fun. So like that, I just spent, I think, 3 hours at the cafe, bookstore, Barnes and Noble's cafe, and it just the time flew really fast. You know, I could just stay there whole day, but it was a great refresher for me to start a new academic year for my son, and to kind of celebrate the successful end of summer vacation and shift the focus more on me. So I wrote on my journal like, oh, I should do this artist date every week. You know, it's not gonna be bookstore cafe, Barnes and Noble cafe every week, but I want to do different activities. You know, I want to try so that it gives me more joy, pleasure, and satisfaction and inspiration. I'm a coach, and more my work is shifting from intercultural training to coaching, and the more coaching I do, I believe coaching is an art. And the more input I get from the books is important. But, you know, trying different things and getting different inspiration and stimulus helps me so much as a coach, because I really need to focus listening to what that person in front of me is saying. And I have to really ground myself, and I have to be in the zone, be present with the person, and not only understand what that person is saying at the surface level, but really trying to grasp the message, true message, and reflect, you know, like paraphrase or show it back to the other person, so the other person can look at their thoughts or ideas objectively. So yeah, it's kind of like art, you know, expressing, like getting the senses and also expressing, distilling and expressing. So this Artistway, the book itself, helps me, and Artistsdates helps me too. So even for you too, you know, if you feel like, no, I'm not an artist, but I think any kind of work, any kind of job, or just the living itself is expression of yourself and how to be truly be yourself. So I'm sure this artist date will help you greatly. So if you were to start artist date from today, what's the first thing you want to do? You know, what inspires you, and what kind of things give you energy? So thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, and see you next time.